The year is 1636. A Dutch sailor walks into a spice warehouse, his pockets empty, his stomach rumbling. He sees what looks like an onion lying on a counter. He peels back the layers, and with a single, satisfied bite, he consumes it, mistaking it for a common food. But this was no ordinary onion. This was a Semper Augustus tulip bulb, a single item more valuable than the entire cargo of his ship. A single bite, and he had consumed a small fortune. His crime wasn't theft. It was a single act of ignorance in a world that had gone completely mad. A world where a simple flower was the center of an obsession so powerful, it would change an entire nation forever. This is the story of Tulip Mania, the world's first great financial bubble, a time when sanity was a luxury and a single flower was the most valuable thing on earth. To understand this madness, we must first understand the Dutch Golden Age. This was a time of unprecedented wealth and power for the Netherlands. Its ships sailed every sea, its merchants controlled global trade, and its art was the most sought after in the world. With all this money, the Dutch had developed a taste for luxury. They filled their homes with art, fine furniture, and exotic goods from every corner of the globe. But nothing captivated the Dutch imagination more than the tulip. Originally a wild flower from Central Asia, it was brought to Europe and quickly became a symbol of status and sophistication. Its perfectly symmetrical shape and vibrant colors made it a favorite among the wealthy. For years, tulips were a quiet passion for gardeners and botanists. But a rare and unique phenomenon would soon turn this hobby into a national obsession. A virus, known as the tulip-breaking virus, began to infect the bulbs. It didn't destroy them. Instead, it created beautiful, unpredictable patterns of red and white on the petals, like a painting. These broken tulips were incredibly rare. They were one of a kind, and they were priceless. This rarity was the match that lit the fire. Soon, the desire for these unique flowers wasn't just about beauty. It was about wealth. The rarest tulips were given names like Semper Augustus and Viceroy. And just like a rare painting, their value began to climb. Slowly at first, and then with a speed that defied logic. The virus didn't destroy the flowers. It turned them into a living lottery ticket. Soon, the desire for these unique tulips wasn't just about beauty. It was about greed. Tulips were being bought and sold for a profit, and a market was born. In just 2 years, the price of a single tulip bulb surged by over 2,000%. A single bulb of the rare Viceroy tulip was being traded for 2 cartloads of wheat, 4 oxen, 8 pigs, 12 sheep, and a beautiful bed, all for one small, fragile bulb. This insane rise in price captivated everyone. It started with the rich, but soon, the madness spread to every corner of Dutch society. Farmers, blacksmiths, bakers, sailors, everyone was investing. They saw their neighbors getting rich overnight, and they wanted in. This wasn't just trading, it was a fever. People started selling their homes and their family heirlooms just to buy a few bulbs. They were convinced the prices could only go up forever. The markets became wild, chaotic places. People were no longer exchanging bulbs. They were trading futures contracts. They would pay a small deposit to buy a bulb 6 months from now, at today's inflated price. They thought they would sell the contract for an even higher price tomorrow, without ever even touching a tulip. This was speculation on a scale the world had never seen. But every bubble must burst. The first sign of trouble appeared on a single day in February 1637. In the city of Haarlem, a routine tulip auction took place, but for the first time, no one showed up to bid. The news spread like a wildfire. Overnight, vanished into thin air. The prices, which had been climbing for years, the entire market froze. Traders who had promised to buy bulbs began to fall, slowly at first, and then with a terrifying speed. The bubble had finally burst. The collapse was brutal. People who were millionaires on paper woke up to find themselves completely bankrupt. Families lost their homes. Merchants lost their businesses. And trust between friends and neighbors was shattered. The government tried to intervene, but it was too late. The damage was done. The world's first great financial bubble had taught a harsh lesson. The sailor who ate a tulip bulb was an act of innocence. The people who lost their fortunes were driven by pure, unbridled greed. Tulip Mania showed us that when an asset's value is based on nothing but the hope that it will be worth more tomorrow, It's not an investment. It's a gamble. And no matter what the object is, whether it's a flower, a stock, or a cryptocurrency, the rules of human nature never change.